Hello, SourNikko here. We are in the Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park. It is the 30th anniversary all-out event, and we're just exploring Felton here in this park. And there's not really much signal, so who knows how much Pokemon is actually going to be caught. But it's a beautiful day, and this is a beautiful park, so we're just gonna see what we find. Pretty much auto catching, see if auto catcher can do anything for us, because when I open the app, it's very laggy, so maybe it'll just catch it passively despite the connection issues. Jesus, look at these trees. It's crazy. This is the window that was supposed to be there. Let's see. Alright, let's head up.
Yeah, let's head up.
Hello everybody, so we are back from our trip to Felton. It was a very long drive, and yeah, just happy to be home. There wasn't actually much signal there, so everything that I did catch today was probably it was basically all auto catcher, because when I actually tried to catch things by hand, it was very laggy, and then eventually you weren't able to touch things on the screen anymore. So we're gonna go through and see what actually what I caught today, so let's check that out. So just going through recent. I just want to go through it like, maybe I guess I'll do H0 today, right? Okay, 399 Pokemon, so let's take a look. Charcadet, is that a... Oh, that could have been a wild Charcadet. Caught in the wild. Alright. Too bad it doesn't have good... Alright. This is just the first overview, but yeah. I'm not going to try to get excited just yet. Maybe there's nothing to get excited. I don't know. Impidimp. I think that was an egg. I think I saw that hatch an egg. Let's see. Going Rhyhorn. Another Impidimp. So we were in the woods again. So, things spawning in the woods. I guess bugs. I don't know why we went to the woods, to be honest. But we're not going back to Santa Cruz area tomorrow. So it'll be different tomorrow, for sure. Let's see. Nothing. No legendaries so far that they were supposedly in the wild. I did have Iceburn on all day to help with that, because I knew I wasn't going to be catching them by hand, even though I heard that the stories were that even if you did find a legendary, it was supposedly as hard as catching a Galarian bird, which is almost impossible without a Master Ball. So, like, I don't know. This event's interesting, and it is exciting, but it's almost not exciting at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, like they've never done this, and this should be more of a thing that they do more often, because the biome, the catches for specific biomes are like, it's intriguing because it makes you want to travel to some specific biome, right? Like if I wanted to catch Pokemon that you can only catch at a beach, for instance, I would go to the beach, right? And then, or the forest. But the thing is that where you would think they would normally spawn. So like, where would you think like legendary Pokemon spawn? Like, I'm not totally sure that each of them have a theme. You know what I mean? I guess typings has to do with it, but so I don't see it. We're about at the bottom. Yep, we're at the bottom. So no legendaries. I can do, let's see, legendary 0. So it didn't catch any of that. Did I get shinies today at all? Did I get any shinies? Age 0. 0 shinies. That's actually kind of crazy. I mean, we did spend a lot of days in no reception, and then also in the car, because it was basically a 2-hour drive to there, and then another 2-hour drive back home. So I know that like you're not able to catch Pokemon at a certain speed if you're like driving, but I also did have the incense going, so I'm not totally sure if like the same rules apply as opposed to wild spawns. So I don't know. I guess it was a very midday. You know, okay. I'm probably just gonna do a city play tomorrow, like near me. Yeah, we'll see what we get. I'm gonna go through and see if I caught any Pokemon that are good for PvP, and then I'll check back in. Alright, so we did go through and check to see all of the PvP type Pokemon. So let's go ahead and look at that. Alright, so I'm just gonna go through my GBL check one here, and it just should be all this stuff here. What is this Oddish? Okay, it's Oddish here is because it's XXL. Alright, so we got a Ammonite for a little cup. Yeah, not too great, but you know, whatever, I guess. Cool to have. We got a Joltik here for a little cup, also probably not great. I don't know. Surskit, it's pretty high ranked Surskit for a little cup. Yeah. Pretty low tier things. I saved the Impidimps because I want to, you know, they're rare spawns, so I want to trade them with somebody if somebody wants them. So I'm saving them for later. This Oddish, I think this Psyduck, yep, it's XXL, so saving that. This Oddish also XXL. And then I also got an Oshawott for Lil Cup. Everything for today was for Lil Cup, apparently, for PvP IVs. I did check earlier today to see if I had any 4 stars, and there was nothing. I think I caught this Eevee actually yesterday, so that's cool. I don't know what I'm going to evolve it into yet, but probably, I think Sylveon. I think I'm going to get a Hundo Sylveon with this one, so that's cool. I got the Alolan Diglett Hundo. Alright. What is, I don't even know what the max CP for Doug Trio is for that. That could be actually a good one for Ultra League, but we'll see. Probably not. So that's pretty much it. The spawns were, you know, I guess not in my favor today, but it was basically all auto catcher, so it did what it could do. Threw Pokeballs at everything, and apparently, you know, those legendary Pokemon, like I said, were like catching Galarian birds. So basically one throw, and that's all you get. Fun fact: I actually do have a Galarian bird. Let me see. But we'll just search for like Moltres first, and then I have a lot of Moltres. Okay, this one was caught by a Pokeball. This is the one. The first one. Okay, great. I don't have to search anymore. I've only caught one Galarian bird, and apparently it was my best one for a Great League. Look at that. That's this was when I saw this was not too long ago. This was February 1st. yeah, it was great. It was the best catch of the day. And I think it might have been an event. I don't even know. February 1st was a Sunday. So I think it was like maybe it was a community day or something. But yeah, this was this is one of my favorite catches ever. Also, auto catcher. So it does happen. So that's basically it. I had a great time at the national park. Like, those trees were so beautiful. It's just too bad that, you know, there's no service in the woods pretty much anywhere. So it was a poor planning on my part that I should have just figured that I should have gone with somewhere with reception so I could actually play the event. But you know what? Honestly, I had a good day just spending it with my wife, and we got to you know, just have a good time wandering around the park and looking at these beautiful old trees. You know, I even got to go inside a tree today, so that's a first. It was crazy, and the person who told us that tree, apparently, like in the 1800s, the people who owned that park back in the 1800s rented out that tree for people to stay in for the night. It was like their luxury cabin, and apparently, so they carved out the center of it, and then so people could stay in there. And since then, the bark has been growing over the hole that had been dug out inside the tree. And apparently they also had a window that they carved out so that they can get light inside. The window has completely sealed, and the door is almost completely shut. So it's very hard to get into. It was a struggle to get into, but when we went inside, it was kind of creepy, not gonna lie. But it was very cool. So cool. I love going in nature. I love all that type of stuff. So I had a great day regardless. And tomorrow, part 2, we'll try to do it right tomorrow. So we'll catch you later. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Bye.